Hello and welcome to another interesting edition of your favorite law enforcement TV program, The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. My name is Aisha Gambari. Thank you for joining us. As part of our program this week, we'll bring you highlights of events as secondary school students drawn from 5 schools in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory gathered at the Abuja Children's Home in Karu to participate in a debate competition seeking to know if corruption in any way affects the standard of education in Nigeria. Kamilu Gaby is also on the program with me with reports on recent convictions secured by the EFCC. Hello, Kamilu. How are you doing today?
Aisha, I'm fine, thank you. And your viewers, a very warm welcome to The Eagle. And as a rain of convictions continue to pour in, 2 former staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Christian Wosu and Tijani Inda Bashir, bags an accumulative 91-year jail term for money laundering.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
We'll begin the program this week with highlights of activities as secondary school students drawn from 5 schools in Nigeria's Capital Territory, Abuja, gathered at the Abuja Children's Home in Karu to participate in a debate competition. Participants were tasked to debate on a topic that seeks to know if corruption has reduced the standard of education in Nigeria. The debate competition was organized by the Human Environmental Development Agenda, HEDA, in partnership with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, National Orientation Agency, and the Anti-Corruption Situation Room. In his remark, Executive Secretary of HEDA, Suleiman Arigbabu, said that the children needed to be enlightened about the ills of corruption in order for them to be positioned to eradicate the plague that corruption has become.
I want to thank the schools and the students that are going to be part of this. This is going to be a fair competition. But as we compete, we want everyone present not to lose sight of why we are here. Why we are here is because our country has a big challenge. That challenge is that of values, is that of corruption. And if we are going to deal with corruption, we have to start from the homes, from the schools, from the streets, from the places of worship, so that if we as a people know what we want, then we will be able to decide those who should work for us, those who should represent us. There's corruption everywhere in our country. For us to deal with it, we need especially children. Children are critical for 2 reasons. One, it is about their future. The ills of our society today, they are the ones who are going to be around the longest, and they are going to endure it the most. So it's important that we take charge of that future now. Second, because children can really effect changes.
The schools that participated in the debate include Roberto Schools, which was represented by Aisha Abubakar and Ronke Salau, who emerged the overall winners of the competition.
And I'm here to propose the motion which says that corruption has reduced the funding and standard of education in Nigeria. I'm convinced that quality education is the bedrock or channel through which every country produces future leaders, thinkers, politicians, teachers, workers, etc. In Nigeria, this sector has been deteriorated to the extent that the place which ought to be an agent of sharpening and purifying the mind has now turned to the training ground for corrupt individuals. However, corruption can be seen as abuse of public power for private gain. Tony Blair, one-time British Prime Minister, described Nigeria to be fantastically corrupt, while Achebe in 1988 asserts that keeping an average Nigerian from being corrupt is like keeping a ghost from eating yam. Ministries and agencies of government entrusted with overlooking the day-to-day affair of the educational industry in the form of procuring necessary equipment, teaching materials, construction of buildings, supplies, etc., inflate vouchers, and in most cases, claim monies when nothing has been provided or supplied.
Talented Secondary School, Zone 6, Lugbe, Abuja, who took the second position, was represented by Ojodomo Flourish and Vincent Kimberly.
Corruption can be defined as a social base that drives humans into amassing the wealth of society. On the other hand, education is the knowledge, skills, and understanding you get from attending a school, college, or university. Now, arguments cannot be complete without some facts backing it up. Do you know that over 80% of Nigerian population survive on $1 per day? Do you also know that presently Nigeria has the highest percentage of children not enrolled in school? The UN Human Development has ranked Nigeria 152nd out of 188 countries. Indeed, it is very easy to know that there is something seriously wrong with the educational system of Nigeria.
Pyramid of Excellence Schools, Valencia Garden Estate, Dakwa District, was represented by Cheryl Ugochi Abudu and Gabriel Abudu. They won the third place.
I am here to move the motion which says that corruption has reduced funding and standard of education in Nigeria. The United Nations Global Program Against Corruption describes corruption as abuse of power for private gain. This abuse of power can be seen in our monkey leaders who take money allocated to various sectors in our country. This, you would all agree with me, has brought about a reduction in funding and standard of education in Nigeria. Now, how does this happen? Firstly, data manipulation. In some public and private schools, student data is being manipulated to suit and favor school authorities. Most schools now do not give adequate information on school enrollment, assessment, and even attendance. Due to this manipulation of data, school budgets are either overestimated or underestimated, just so that teachers and education supervisors can pocket a little money for themselves, thereby reducing the priority of standard education in our schools.
Other schools who participated in the debate include Newton National College, Pape, and Havila Standard Academy, Idu Karimu. They all agreed at the end of the day that corruption was a major impediment to the development of education in Nigeria as a country. The event, which also marked the official launch of the Children Anti-Corruption Board game, ended with award of certificate of participation to all the participating schools.
This is teaching us values. It's teaching us ethics. It's teaching us things we need to know and do as citizens. So playing the anti-corruption game is close to playing the Monopoly because you have the cards. Whereas the Monopoly card sends you to jail or tells you what you have done, whether you are gaining more money or you have avoided tax and all that. This, everywhere you step on and you are made to pick a card, you are asked to talk about something that has been highlighted here. Either it's about integrity, it's about taxation, it's about the court system. So what this does to you, by the time you have played this game a couple of times, even as young as you are, you will know the issues about the fight against corruption and you know what you are supposed to do as citizens.
Various gifts, which include a power generating set, an office printer and computers, were amongst others presented to the winners in the competition. Congratulations to the winner of the debate. It is said that when you train a child in the way it should go, when he is old, he will not depart from it. Let us imbibe in our children the culture of probity and accountability. Remember, they are the future leaders. From that story, we move to convictions. You may recall that the EFCC in the year 2018 secured 312 convictions. This record has so far surpassed that of the year 2017, in which the Commission had 189 convictions. As of January 2019, rains of conviction have begun to pour in, with the record of about 10 convictions so far, and it's still counting. Part of those convicted are former staff of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Please stay tuned for more details in our Court Update segment with Kamilu Gebi. Over to you, Kamilu.
Thank you, Aisha. Justice Muhammad Idris of the Federal High Court in Lagos sentences 2 former staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Christian Nwosu and Tijani Inda Bashir, to an accumulative 91-year imprisonment. The duo were found guilty after investigations by the EFCC linked them to money laundering to a tune of 300 million naira in the build-up to the 2015 general elections. Rolake Odofin Jalayemi has the details.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had alleged that the money was proceeds of unlawful activities believed to be part of the $115,000 doled out by a former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Tizani Alison Madueke, to influence the outcome of the 2015 election. The convicts were rearraigned by the EFCC on an amended 9-count charge on March 7, 2018. Justice Idris had on January 24, 2019, convicted them and fixed sentencing for January 25, 2019. In his ruling, the judge held that it is the vision of the INEC to serve as an independent and effective election management body that is committed to the conduct of a free, fair and credible election for sustainable democracy in Nigeria, unquote. He added that the convicts, by their conduct, acted in breach of the said objective and vision, and their actions were a disgrace to the institution. INEC officials, he continued, must be made to understand that their conduct must be within the ambit of the law, and that anyone who has breached this law will be dealt with to the fullest extent. The judge went on to say that Nigeria must not be allowed to descend into anarchy and despondency, as the country cannot afford an unhealthy electoral body. In sentencing, the judge ruled, and I quote, "The penalty prescribed in Section 15, subsection 3, and Section 16, subsection 2b of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act, under which the defendants were found liable, provides for terms of imprisonment and, in some instances, options of fine or both. In light of the above, the court will temper justice to the extent only permitted by the law itself. Those who play ignoble roles must be identified and removed immediately," unquote. While Nwosu was sentenced to 7 years imprisonment on counts 1, 2, and 9, and 5 years imprisonment on counts 3 and 4, Inda Bashir was sentenced to 7 years on counts 1 and 2, 5 years on counts 3 and 4, 7 years on count 5, 6, and 7, 8 years on count 8, and 7 years on count 9. The sentences are to run concurrently. The judge also ordered Nwosu to forfeit to the federal government of Nigeria a landed property at Okpanaman in Delta State, valued at 5 million naira, and another valued at 20 million naira in the same location. The sum of 5 million naira raised in favor of the EFCC was also forfeited. The second convict, Inda Bashir, was also ordered to forfeit to the federal government of Nigeria a 4-bedroom flat located at 6 Ume Street, Busetu, Abuja. Rolake Odofin Jalayemi, reporting for the Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out,
We go kill corruption together, oh. Them they thief our money. Send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day. Better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh. Women from every sector. Make we fight corruption. We won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light. Chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health we no see. I said nakanka wamu, nakanka wamu.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
You're still watching The Eagle, coming to you from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. And still on convictions, the EFCC Lagos Zonal Office on January 22, 2019 secured the conviction of one Temitope Alani Teslim for internet fraud. Justice Sherifat Sholebo of the Special Offences Court in Ikeja, Lagos, convicted and sentenced him for offences bordering on possession of fraudulent documents. Zainab Sani Ahmed takes us through.
Taslim was arrested on May 16, 2018 in Ogba, Lagos by officers of the Nigerian Army Corps of Military Police after he was suspected of carrying out nefarious activities. He was then handed over to the EFCC for investigations. During investigation, the convict in his statement confessed that he was into dating scam, a form of cybercrime in which he defrauded his victims under false pretenses. He was said to have presented himself as a white female by name Hannah Sear to another fellow by the username StevieBoy66 via a dating site. At the point of his arrest, incriminating documents believed to be one of the tools of his trade were recovered from him. After investigations, the EFCC arraigned him on a 22-count charge bordering on possession of fraudulent documents and false pretense. He pleaded guilty to the charges. The prosecuting counsel, Bilkisu Buhari, told the court that the defendant had entered a plea bargain with the EFCC. After hearing the terms of agreement reached by the prosecution and defense, the trial judge convicted him accordingly and sentenced him to 1 year and 4 months in prison. Zainab Sani Ahmed reporting for The Eagle. He could have been my father or someone else's brother. For me to take my dough, for me to go cafe, I hustle hard to make my pay.
Also convicted for impersonation and attempt to cheat is Peter James. Justice Modupe Adebi of a Federal Capital Territory High Court, Gudu, convicted James on a 1-count charge after he was arraigned by the EFCC. The report.
James was arrested in connection with some suspicious activities and was investigated by operatives of the EFCC. Investigations revealed that he specializes in defrauding foreigners through internet fraud schemes. Electronic devices recovered from him, which were subjected to forensic analysis, revealed incriminating documents linking him to online fraud. He was discovered to have been parading himself on QQ International, an instant messaging application, as Barnett Edward, a United States Army officer who got injured in Afghanistan. This he did to attract sympathy and defraud unsuspecting people. He pleaded guilty to the charge. In view of his plea, Prosecuting Counsel Best Ojukwu urged the court to convict the suspect. Justice Adebiyi thereafter convicted him accordingly. Rolake Odofinjolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
The Ibadan Zonal Office of the EFCC on January 24, 2019 secured the conviction of one Afolabi Ojo on a one-count amended charge bordering on false representation and obtaining money under false pretense, contrary to Section 419 of the Criminal Code Act, Cap C 38, Law of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. Afolabi was first arraigned on November 6, 2017 on a 3-count charge bordering on false representation and obtaining money under false pretense. He had pleaded not guilty, but later changed his plea to guilty on the amended 1-count charge. In view of his plea, prosecuting counsel Sanusi Galadanchi urged the court to convict him accordingly. Justice Maureen Onyetenu of the Federal High Court sitting in Oshogbo, Osun State, convicted and sentenced him to 6 months in prison from the date of conviction, having opted for a plea bargain. He had also undertaken to restitute the total sum falsely obtained from the victim. Afolabi's journey to prison began following a petition against him in which the petitioner alleged that he engages in internet fraud. He was said to have created a shopping page on Instagram with the name Best Classic Stores, with which he defrauded unsuspecting victims. Rolake Odofinjolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh. Women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health we no see. I said na cankerworm, oh. Na cankerworm, oh.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
And that's it on this week's edition of the program, The Eagle. Please don't forget to send your feedback to us via The Eagle at efccnigeria.org. Like our page on facebook.com/official EFCC, or you search for us on Google Plus at official EFCC. And of course, we're on Instagram at official EFCC.
You can also follow us on Twitter at official EFCC. And to catch up with all our programs and other activities, please log on to www.youtube.com/official EFCC. My name is Kamilu Ibrahim Gabi. Have a good day.
And I remain yours sincerely, Aisha Gambari, hoping to see you same time next week and on same station. Remember that your vote is your right. Make the right choice and do not sell your vote. Goodbye and God bless Nigeria.